In this video, I'll introduce the FAFSA, specifically the FAFSA for 2022-2023. So back in the day, specifically in 1979, October 17, President Jimmy Carter signed into law the Department of Education Organization Act, which created the U.S. Department of Education, also known as ED. It is a cabinet-level department of the United States government, and it began operating on May 4th, 1980. The Department of Education, or ED, focuses on education for the entire nation, all the way from kindergarten to doctorate degrees. The Federal Student Agency specifically focuses on providing financial assistance for higher education under the Title IV of the Higher Education Act of 1965. In order to apply or be considered for this financial assistance to pay for your higher education, students have to complete the FAFSA at the website listed on the screen, also studentaid.gov. The FAFSA is the free application for federal student aid. You do not have to pay to complete it. It is a government application where you are applying for a government benefit to help you pay for your college degree, trade school, that type of thing. FSA offers 6 types of financial assistance. 2 of them are grants. We have the Pell Grant, the Federal Supplemental Education Opportunity Grant, FSEOG. There's an O missing there. And then there's 4 self-help types of programs. The first one is work study, and then the last 3 are loans. The Federal Pell Grant is the flagship program. It is named after Senator Claiborne DeBorda, Democratic representative for Rhode Island. Most, if not all, accredited institutions of higher education participate in the federal grant program. The amount of funds that you can receive in financial assistance through the Pell Grant ranged from $650 to $6,495 for the 2021-2022 academic year. That top range should increase slightly to accommodate for inflation, or hopefully, ideally, it will increase to accommodate for inflation for the 22-23 academic year. It is based on financial need. It does not have to be paid back if you make progress towards your degree. Full details for this grant are available at the website listed on the screen and will also be linked in the comment section below. And the Federal Supplemental Education Opportunity Grant, FSEOG, is a grant that supplements the Pell Grant for students that have a high demonstrated need. Not all schools are going to participate in this supplemental grant because they do have to contribute institutional funds towards the program. Usually they match what they offer in the supplemental education grant, and the award can range from $100 to $4,000 a year. Again, what is offered is going to depend on the student's demonstrated need, as well as what the school can contribute towards the program or match towards the grant. It also factors in the amount of other aid that the student is receiving. Detailed information, again, can be found on the website listed on the screen and will also be linked in the comments below. Then we have federal work study. Not all schools participate in federal work study, but most schools that participate in the federal Pell Grant program will also offer the federal work study program. It is a supplemental need for the students with the most need, and the award for this program is going to range from $100 to $4,000 a year. It is based on financial need and the amount of other aid the student is receiving, also the availability of the funds that the institution can contribute towards it. The school doesn't necessarily have to match exactly what they're offering, but they do have to put some institutional funds towards this program. It does not have to be paid back as long as you make progress towards your degree, and as long as you're still enrolled in classes, you should be fine. Again, the FSA website is going to be on the screen and linked in the comments below. Now we have the direct subsidized loan. In this loan, you are borrowing money from the Department of Education. It is only available to undergraduate students. The student has to demonstrate financial need. There is an annual loan limit by grade. There's also an aggregate limit on the total loan. And the award for a subsidized loan will range from $200 to $5,500 a year. Again, it's based on financial need, and it's also based on any other aid that the student is receiving. The student has to make progress towards their degree. They will have to pay back the loan with interest. The repayments will start 6 months after the student is enrolled less than half time. That means whether you graduated, you dropped out, or you moved on to a master's degree or a doctorate. As long as the school is reporting that you're enrolled in half time, you do not enter repayment. The Department of Education will pay the interest while you are enrolled no less than part-time. If you enroll in less than part-time and a school reports that you're enrolled in less than half-time, interest will not be paid by the Department of Education, and they will start adding up, and your 6 months will kick off as well. You are required to have an entrance counseling as well as a signed master promissory note to receive this loan. Detailed information or the same information presented in a different way is available at the FSA website on the screen and will also be linked in the comments section. Now we have the direct unsubsidized loan, also provided by the Department of Education. Financial need is not necessary, but there is a limit based on the student grade as well as aggregate limits on the total loan. And the ranges for this unsubsidized loan are from $200 to $7,500. If you have eligibility for the subsidized loan as well, this has to factor in the amount of subsidized loan that you receive. So the ranges will be $200 to $7,500 minus the subsidized portion that you receive. You do have to make progress towards a degree to continue receiving this loan from the Department of Education. You will have to pay back with interest. And as with the other loan, repayment starts 6 months after school starts reporting that the student is enrolled less than half time. The interest on this type of loan, the unsubsidized loan, starts adding up when the school receives the loan money. It also requires an entrance counseling and a signed master promissory note. The FSA website is on the screen and will be linked in the comments below. Now we come to the last type of a financial assistance provided by the FSA, and it is the Direct Plus loan. This is a loan offered to the parents of or legal guardians of the student pursuing a higher education. The lender is the U.S. Department of Education, and a credit check is also required for this type of loan. It is only meant for education expenses not covered by other financial aid. So the range for this loan is from $200 to the cost of attendance minus other financial aid received. Parents will have to pay a loan processing fee, and the interest has to be paid back when the loan is received by the school. The interest also starts adding up when the school receives the loan, and repayment starts when the school receives the loan as well, but the parent does have the option to defer repayment until the student graduates from college, or and that could be a master's degree or a doctorate degree. And it does require a master promissory note. If there is some adverse credit history there, it may also require entrance counseling, but typically it only requires a signed master promissory note. Again, the FSA website is on the screen and will be linked below. And this concludes my brief overview of what the FAFSA is, who manages it, and why you should probably complete it. So it is an application for government assistance to help pay for your education so that you, the student, can earn a degree and become a productive taxpayer in society. Do follow along. This is a part of a series that I'm posting for the 2022-2023 academic year, because the FAFSA will open October 1st, 2021, and I want this information to be out there for you.